Thus far, I explained the idea behind components. I explained how we can use data binding, the different forms of data binding. I also mentioned directives, but we haven't really digged into them. Let's do that now. What are directives? Directives are instructions in the code, like here, ngIf. These instructions are encountered by Angular 2 at runtime, and when it finds them, it knows what to do because we have to register all directives. Therefore, Angular 2 knows what to do when it finds a directive. For example, here with ngIf, the instruction would be, that's a built-in directive as a side note, only attach this HTML element and all its children to the DOM if condition between the quotation marks here is met. This allows us to conditionally attach or detach content to the DOM. That's, by the way, important. It's not hiding and showing, it's attaching or detaching. This also is instruction, my component as we used it before. Here the instruction is insert my component, or the template of my component, here. And this, of course, as before, includes not only the template, but also the business logic in the TypeScript class. So components are directives with a view, the template. But the key thing to take away is that directives are such instructions which, no matter if we have a component or a simple directive like ngIf here, which allow us to change things on the DOM, which make our application dynamic. All directives, no matter if it's a component or a normal directive, use selectors to let Angular 2 know which parts of the HTML code represents an instruction. After all, ngIf is added like an attribute to section. So how does Angular 2 know the difference between hidden, which is a default HTML attribute, and this ngIf thing? Well, we tell it about these selectors. You saw this for components where we registered them in the declarations array in app module. And these selectors work like CSS selectors. So we use my component, for example, typically for components, but you could also use hashtag myID to select any element which has an ID of myID. I also showed this before. That's the theory behind directives. We attach them to the DOM to make a part of the DOM dynamic and to change it at runtime. Now let's see some examples for such directives and see how they work.